Hey guys, this is not an inconvenient truth. It's just something God's been dealing with me on for several days now, and I really feel like this is a message for someone, specifically a worship leader or a worship team, somebody in that position. Well, a lot of people hear the phrase worship leader and they immediately think organization. You got to work out all the keys and who sings what note and chord arrangements and the drums, when do the drum, and all that stuff. And all that's part of it, right? We do want everything to be done in order correctly, okay? But I think a lot of people miss the other meaning of worship leader. And this is very important because I see worship people in worship who get up there, they've gone through prayer, they're like, Lord, and then they start singing and they're over the whole time they're up there, they're like, come on, they're trying to get the congregation involved. Okay? And I'm going to relay this in kind of a different way. I was watching a video the other day and a lady was talking about getting your videos seen on YouTube. Okay. Now, I'm very conversational in the way I do this. So, people like it or they don't, whatever, it doesn't really bother me. But she was talking about, when you're talking, are you talking to the camera like you're talking to a big group of people, or are you talking like you're addressing one person? Okay. And she goes, if you're addressing a crowd, it kind of puts a block up and no one really wants to listen to a lecture. But if you're talking as if you're talking to one person, people will listen. It's kind of the same thing. When you're up there as a worship leader, are you worshiping focused on the congregation, focused on how it's going to look on the live stream, focused on what the pastor's going to think, focused on what the board members are going to think? Or are you worshiping God? Okay? Because doing stuff to please the pastor and the congregation doesn't get God's attention near as much as you worshiping him. So when you are up on the platform or whatever arrangement your church has, and you're really wanting to function in your position and really bring the glory of God just to a moment of where everyone is just like, oh my God, I feel God so strong. Okay? Once you're on the platform, forget that you're in front of a congregation. Forget that there's people watching. You focus on God. When you do that, his glory will show up. I hope